boxing, baby. Okay, so we have a crazy card last night with, I mean, this was insane. UFC 89, Namajunas versus Ribas, and it was pretty wild to me that it lived up better than expectations. I thought the card was going to be kind of whack, to be honest with you. Um, let's see, this kid right here, um, uh, Talbot, man. This kid is serious. I mean, he probably had the standout performance of the night. It was pretty impressive the way he took out Cameron Simon. Peyton Talbot is the real deal. I mean, Cameron Simon's a tough cookie, and he lost to Christian Rodriguez in his last outing. I thought he was going to win that fight, and honestly, I thought Cameron Simon was going to do good in this fight because I don't know too much about Peyton Talbot, but man, I know a lot about him now. This guy is the real deal. He packs a punch. He's got good movement. He stalks his opponents. He's got a pretty good chin because he took a few good shots from Cameron Simon, but Simon wasn't able to put everything on anything at this point because he was so injured. The knees this kid was throwing, everything was with bad intentions. So you got to watch out for him. He's going to be in the top 15 real soon of the bantamweight division. Um, for real. The fight of the night, Jarno Aarons and Steve Nguyen. Jarno Aarons was on a two-fight skid, and man, he looked like an elite fighter last night. He 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 spoiled this young man Stephen Nguyen's UFC debut, and man, he was landing some great combos. Hooks, uppercuts. He was taking a few good shots as well. Right when you thought maybe Stephen Nguyen was going to come back and potentially build some momentum, Jarno Aaron's just he put that shit to bed. Um, Yusuf Zalal. Uh, he really, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Billy Quarantillo. I guess he's just on a downward trajectory as of late. Um, but Yusuf Zalal schooled him, and usually I see in the past Billy Q he might look a little shaky in the beginning, but eventually this dude will come on strong, and then he will out will people and out cardio people, but not lately. His last two fights have been pretty rough. Edmund Shabazian looked shaky in the beginning of his fight against AJ Dobson. He was not doing well at all. And damn, man, like what a knockout he got at the end of the fifth round, right before the end of the first round. Right at the end of the first round, he caught him with like a weird shot, maybe like his forearm or the side of his hand, and it dropped him. He got wobbled. AJ got on top, finished him. Man, it was violent. Um, Julian Erosa was injured in the fight early against Ricardo Ramos. Comes back, gets the choke on him, the guillotine. Um, but the big story is this right here. Man, what was this guy thinking? I mean, just take a look at this. Hopefully, it doesn't get uh, kicked out of my video. But like, what are you thinking, man? Like, look right here. I'm sure you guys look at him biting him. Look at him, and he's just like, "What is going on here?" Like biting the hell out of him. I mean, at first everybody was kind of confused. I mean, I won't lie that Andre Lima was grabbing the cage quite a bit even before this foul, but this was a crazy foul. Like, I mean, and then he tried to deny it after to the ref, and I mean, how can you deny it? I mean, he's got a huge bite mark on his arm. I mean, where do they show it? Right here. Where are they? I mean, look at him going in on it. I mean, he is biting the living hell, munching that arm. Oh my God. Right here. And then he shows his arm. Look at, why are they not showing it? Look at that. I mean, that is crazy. He literally just bit the shit out of this guy. Um, I mean, and it was crazy because he was having a good fight with Andre Lima. He was not being like completely outclassed. On the feet, he was being schooled a little bit. I mean, Andre Lima was landing some good elbows, step in elbows. Um, he was definitely the better striker, but Igor Severino was getting him down. He just couldn't really hold him there. It looked like Andre Lima's jiu-jitsu was holding up pretty well, and he was able to use that to get himself back on the feet. And he's got a good kickboxing background, and he was pretty much schooling him. And I just don't understand where Igor got into his head, like, let me just bite this guy. Now he's been cut from the UFC. I mean, your whole career is ruined. I mean, I've watched a couple YouTubers and they're saying, oh, he's probably never gonna come back and this and that. Some are saying it's too harsh. I think he'll probably be out of the UFC and he might come back because there were some guys in the past that made bad choices during fights and then they get cut and then all of a sudden they're back a year or two later. He's only 20 years old. He might have to go fight for another organization. If he never does something stupid like that again, he could get his chance back in the UFC. I just don't understand, man. Your first fight and you do something so stupid in a close fight too. I mean, it was the second round, I believe, and you bite the opponent. I mean, like I said, Andre Lima was on his way to almost potentially getting a point deducted because he was grabbing the cage quite a lot. But this was just, come on, like the dude went and got a tattoo after this. So, I mean, that's pretty funny. Um, and then, you had Rose Namajunas just after this. You know, she went out there and she did her thing. I mean, it was a little bit of a weird performance in some aspects. Um, she didn't look the sharpest that she's ever looked. Now, remember, she's also up a weight class than what she's normally fought at her career. This is her second fight at flyweight. She lost to the French girl Manon Friot. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Um, and now she fought Amanda Hebos, and Amanda Hebos was putting up a pretty good fight, especially in the middle portion of the fight. She was able to get Rose down with some of those headlocks and judo throws, but then Rose was able to take her down with wrestling, and her footwork is amazing. Rose has probably got some of the best footwork for females in the UFC, if not the best. She just moves gracefully out there. Um, but yeah, next week is Blanchfield versus Fioro or whatever, the French girl. Um, so I'll make another video on that card. I just wanted to put up a quick little video on this and see what you guys think. I mean, this was crazy, man. Man, he took a chunk out of his arm. But my favorite fighter, my standout performance, man, that had to go to Peyton Talbot, man. I mean, this kid he's the real deal, man. He's the real deal. He's gonna be if he continues to have performances like this, he's gonna be in the top 15 very soon, probably this year. If he gets another win, maybe even two more wins this year, and if they're anything like what that was, and then continues, he's gonna be in the top 15, man. And then next year we can see this kid edging his way up closer to even top five, top three. I mean, if he continues like that, he might have more trouble against guys like, the top few guys, man, like Corey Sandhagen, Piotr Jan, um, definitely Sean O'Malley, Song Yadong, Marab Dvilishvili. There's killers in that division, but this kid, if he continues to have performances like this, I mean, you can't really. Now I'm like, wow, he did that to a top rising stud in Cameron Simon, and Cameron Simon's tough. I give him a lot of credit, but man, he was just outclassed. So that was crazy. Um, But anyway, that's it. So just like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I'll be back. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe. Comment. Let me know what you guys think of this last UFC event, And yeah, I'll be back. I'll be making some more videos soon. I've just been busy lately. But yeah, give me your guys' thoughts. All right. Thank you.